Hey there, everybody. This is Dr. Samantha Sweeney, and this is Just for Fun Friday, your weekly dose of how to infuse diversity into your life and the life of your kids. I'm really excited about this week's item because it's a little bit different from anything we've done before. At least I think so. I do not think we've done anything like this yet. It is a movie, but it's a different type of movie. It's actually a documentary, and I'm excited to tell you about it because I love the person that they featured. So it's called A Ballerina's Tale, and it's about Misty Copeland. Some of you may know who she is through her Under Armour commercial that came out a few years ago. But actually, Misty is she's an unbelievable performer, an unbelievable athlete, and an unbelievable ballerina. So I'm excited to tell you more. So let's talk about the age range first. Common Sense Media recommends this for ages like 9 and up. I actually think that's about right. Usually I think Common Sense Media goes a little bit older, but this time I think it's about right. And part of the reason is because there's some really slower parts throughout the documentary where she's just dancing, which, I as an adult was like, oh, like, amazed by that and thought it was fantastic. But some little ones may think that it's a little bit slow and they might get a little bit bored. So unless your child is like mesmerized by dancing, I would say that you need to go a little bit older. So I think 9 is a pretty good starting point. So let me tell you a little bit about this movie this documentary, because I just loved it and I love Misty and it was just phenomenal. So basically, Misty Copeland is the first African American principal ballerina in the American Ballet Theater, which is one of the premier ballet companies in the country, certainly, but also, in the world. It's really just at the tip top. And there's never been an African American principal ballerina before at one of these top countries. Misty Copeland was the first, and so there's a lot of really amazing significance to that. And the thing that I really liked about this documentary is that it really kind of is it talks about everything, right? It does talk about her rise and how difficult that was because of her, because some things were, she was kind of getting in her own way and having self-doubts. And also some of the things that she encountered in terms of, ballet in general and what they feel, the ballet world kind of feels is the ideal body type. And Misty says in the movie, I'm not pale. I'm muscular, which isn't considered to be like the ideal body type. I have a large chest. And so all of these things put together, it seemed like it wasn't possible for her to rise so high in this world. And she still was able to do it. And it really talks about everything that she went through in order to get there, the hard work that she did, some of the difficulties that she went through. I would have to say, though, I would have liked a little bit more information about what specifically she encountered in terms of like the issues around race. I do think that they talked about in kind of a more, the ballet world feels this way, and this is how kind of the founder of modern ballet, or ballet as we kind of know it now, like this was his vision, and it's counter to the way Misty looks and the way a lot of young ballerinas look. They didn't tell too many specifics about what she really encountered, and we know that there were specifics about people and the way that they treated her, and kind of some of the things that she encountered. I felt like, not that it was ignored, but I felt like it was given kind of short shrift. I would have liked a little bit more detail about what specifically she encountered in terms of race. But I do think that they talk a little bit about that, and I do think, and I do also know that they talk about everything else that she went through too, not just as a Black woman in ballet, but a ballerina in general, which is very difficult. It's very hard on your body to be a ballerina, and especially as you get older and older, it becomes more and more difficult. And the fact that she was able to persevere through all of those things is really pretty phenomenal. And so I think it's a really great film, and I hope that you really enjoy it. I hope that you go and check it out. On all of our Just for Fun items, we rate them on a scale of 0 to 5. I give this one a 4 for the reason I said earlier. I wish they'd given a little bit more attention to the stuff about race, because that there was a lot there. But it does give some attention to it, and it does give a lot of attention to kind of the gender issues and just the issues of like hard work in general, which I think is a really great lesson for any kid who wants to kind of get to the top of whatever they are interested in. Kind of showing all of the hard work that entails I think that Misty Copeland is a fantastic role model for pretty much any kid, because she's worked so incredibly hard. Head on over to the website, www.culturallycompetentkids.com, where you'll get a link to buy this movie if you're interested in it, and also a link to the Misty Copeland ballerina Barbie doll as well. She's also a doll. And so if you want to get that, like I said, this movie is for ages like 9 and up, but if you want to get the doll, you can certainly get that for little ones, which I think is really special as well. There's also a quick one-page guide that talks about everything we just talked about today. So the age range, the different diversity themes, some questions and comments to ask your kids as you're watching this movie, and also ways to continue the conversation. Because remember, even though it's important to have fun with diversity and watch Misty and watch how incredible she is and watch, the incredible dancing that she does, it's also important to keep going, to keep having more conversations about, breaking through barriers and what does that mean and how, what must of that have taken to break through that, and what are some other barriers that we need to break through and that kind of thing. So head on over to the website. I hope you really enjoyed the movie, and I'll see you next week on another Just for Fun Friday. Thanks for joining us for another Just for Fun Friday. I hope that you enjoyed it and it inspired you to go out there this weekend and have even more fun with your kids. I've created something that I'm really excited to share with you, and I think you're really going to love. I've compiled this amazing book list of all different diverse books. It has different characters, different storylines, and I think you're really going to love it. It's for kids of all ages, from babies, yes, babies, all the way up to young adults. So in order to get it, go to www.culturallycompetentkids.com. Sign up for the newsletter and it'll be sent straight to you right away, right to your inbox. You can use it for all sorts of things. You can use it for learning time, you can use it for literacy time, or just fun snuggle time with your kids. So sign up, enjoy it, and I'll see you next week for another Just for Fun Friday.